another day is here. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Voice of opinion and place your calling, WUB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show, my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WUB. And all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Billies, yeah. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Voice of opinion and place your calling, WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. Look and tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, WUB. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Voice of opinion and place your calling, WUB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show, my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WUB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Billies, yeah. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Voice of opinion and place your calling, WUB. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put time in. Wake up.
Vibes for today, Tuesday, the 3rd of June, 2025. I'm Mose Hyde. Always great to be here with you. But it's nicer to know you today. We're glad you're here. Glad you got up this morning and you've got us as a part of your morning routine. We love it. All right. We hope you're ready. This is the People's Conversation, the premier morning conversation lined up for you on Creme Radio and on XTV. We welcome everybody. The one they want to listen to Creme, one they want to watch XTV, those getting us via apps, via social media streams, those getting us via simulcast coverage. And as you got up this morning, we hope you have great health. Your energy is high, vibrations positive, and that you've got enough space in your morning to link with way. Because that's what we love. When you link, yeah, we appreciate and we're thankful that you're here. The participation, it's where it's at. But before we get there, we know the drill, right? We got to give you some news, yes. And we got to get you lined up with the weather forecast. And that's first from the National Meteorological Service. They tell us exactly what kind of weather we can expect over the next 24 hours. We've got forecast of Crystal Rosales to tell us all about that.
Southeasterly airflow prevails over the country. In the 24-hour forecast, skies will be sunny with cloudy spells today and then cloudy tonight. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated at first, then activity will gradually increase, mostly over inland areas and the southern districts by this afternoon into tonight. Then high temperatures for today will reach around 89 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 96 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 82 degrees Fahrenheit in the mountains. For tonight, low temperatures will reach around 76 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 73 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 67 degrees Fahrenheit in the hills. Winds over the open sea will be from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots, with sea conditions being moderate. And then low tides occur at 10:26 this morning and at 10:56 tonight. High tides at 4:07 this evening and then at 5:07 tomorrow morning. The moon will rise at 12:23 this afternoon and then set at 12:49 tomorrow morning. Then sunset is at 6:24 this evening and sunrise at 5:17 tomorrow morning. In the extended forecast, skies will be cloudy with some showers and a few thunderstorms expected around the country for Wednesday and Wednesday night. Then in the sargassum update, significant amounts of sargassum are expected to continue affecting the country during the next few days. And finally, for the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 48 hours over the North Atlantic Basin. And this has been this morning's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
And now the news. The Joint Unions Negotiating Team, the JUNT, which represents the three public sector workers' unions on Saturday, May 31st, wrote Prime Minister John Bissena reaffirming their request for an 8.5% salary increase and rejecting the government's 3% counter proposal. The JUNT tells Bissena to carefully consider the clamour of joint membership and consider returning with an improved and defensible proposal. It also maintains that the adjustment should be applied to pensioners. The unions have welcomed the government's proposal for the reinstatement of one increment, but also remind that 3 increments remain withheld from public offices and they need to engage in a clear timeline to reinstate the remaining increments. The unions have asked the government to respond by Wednesday, June 4th, and also that if a meeting is to be held to advance discussions, that it takes place no later than June 7th. In the matter of the minimum wage, the JUNT says it acknowledges the government's commitment to engage stakeholders in raising the national minimum wage to $6, but affirms that this should not delay action to ensure that all public offices earn a dignified living wage. On the other matters, the JUNT seems satisfied with the government's proposal. Back in July 2024, attorney Urson O.J. Ellington was committed to stand trial in the High Court for rape. Senior Magistrate Arita Ford denied the request from Ellington's attorney, his father, Senior Counsel Hubert Ellington, for the matter to be disallowed. The case stems from an allegation made by a woman in January 2024 after an encounter with the attorney at an entertainment spot in Belize City. She reported that she accompanied him to his home along with another woman who was socializing with her after he offered to drop them home. The allegation is that he told them they'd go for one more drink. She further claimed she lost consciousness and woke to find that she had been raped. Ellington, in defense, has maintained that their interaction was consensual. Yesterday, upon arraignment in the High Court, Ellington was formally indicted for rape and a case management conference was set for July 1st, 2025. He pleaded not guilty and will be tried by Justice Nigel Pilgrim in a judge-alone trial. In a very disturbing incident on Wednesday, as teachers were exercising a sick-out, Belmopan Comprehensive School called off classes earlier in the day. However, reports are that some students stayed on campus unsupervised. A 13-year-old female student has since reported to the police that around 10:30 a.m. she was assaulted by a 14-year-old male student on the school grounds. ESP Stacey Smith told the media that the 14-year-old has been remanded to the New Beginnings facility.
On Thursday, 29th May 2025, police formally arrested and charged a 14-year-old male minor of Belmopan City for the crime of unlawful carnal knowledge. This arrest came as a consequence of a report being made by a 13-year-old female minor that on the 28th of May, whilst on her school compound in Belmopan City, the male minor had sexual intercourse with her against her will. The male minor was arraigned before the Belmopan Magistrate Court, where he was subsequently remanded to New Beginnings facility. The report made by the female minor is that there was no consent, and importantly, I must note that persons under 16 cannot give consent, but certainly the facts that have been forwarded to the DPP office, her in her wisdom decided that the charge of rape was suitable under the circumstances.
ASP Smith has since clarified that the actual charge is unlawful sexual intercourse. We sought comment from the CEO in the Ministry of Education on whether they're involved in any investigation and if there was a breakdown in security and supervision on the part of the school management. She has not yet responded to a request. Our reports are that the school has claimed no responsibility for what occurred. The Minister of Infrastructure Development, Honorable Julius Espat, detailed the features of the road upgrade from Belmopan to La Democracia, for which government is borrowing US $13 million from the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development. He said they insinuated the cost is high for 18 miles of road. Here's the Minister speaking during his contribution to the budget debate for fiscal year 2025-2026.
You failed to explain to the people of Belize. Did you tell them that this road would be hot mix, Leader of the Opposition? Did you tell them that we will be doing the rehabilitation of the Beaver Dam Bridge, Leader of the Opposition? Did you tell them that we would build a new bridge at Mount Pleasant Creek, Leader of the Opposition? Did you tell them that we'll do a major roundabout at the George Price Boulevard? Did you tell them that we'll do another major intersection to be able to support the new hospital that's being built? Did you tell them, Leader of the Opposition, that this highway will be one of the first highways in this country that will experience a third passing lane at different intervals? Did you tell them, Leader of the Opposition, that the highway will be elevated approximately between 18 to 20 inches along the stretch that is being discussed? And did you tell them that we are incorporating all the modern features, including drainage factors? And that's when you throw out numbers without understanding where these numbers come from. So let me explain to you, Leader of the Opposition. When you give a mile per road estimate, it varies from road to road to road. But in all the estimates I have seen, we have never built a road for $8 million.
Excuse me, Espat described the George Price Highway as the most important thoroughfare in the country and noted that it has deteriorated to the point that it has no shoulders left. Upgrades are to follow for the remainder of the highway through the Belize City. Espat reminded that the government is mandated to maintain a road network that is 3,156 miles, of which 684 are paved, 2,266 are gravel, and 205 are earthen. A total of 114 persons from 24 countries became citizens of Belize. Their swearing-in ceremony was held on Thursday, May 29th. Immigration Minister Francis Fonseca wrote on his Facebook page, "You are no longer visitors or permanent residents. You are now full-fledged members of this country we so love." He added that at a time when some countries are turning their backs on migrants, Belize opens its arms to those who qualify for citizenship are in search of a better future for themselves and their families. The Ministry of Infrastructure Development has road maintenance units in every district, but according to Minister Julius Espat, they are called upon to take on all sorts of tasks beyond road maintenance. Apart from patching, grading, and resurfacing of roads, they do vegetation control, cleaning of drains, structures, culvert installations, minor bridge maintenance, marking of roads, the opening of new roads, and garbage collection along the main highways. It is the latter which prompted the minister into making an appeal to the business community to go back to the old days of paper bags. He says they are spending too much money on cleaning up the highways. Since taking over the ministry, Espat has been urging Belizeans to show civic pride.
But one of the programs that we have put in, which I am pleading and I continue to plead with the Belizean people, is we are spending too much money collecting garbage on our highways. I'm asking the private sector that produces the garbage, I'm asking the Belizean people to have some more civic pride. It is horrendous when we are bush hogging the sides of the highway and the amount of plastic that you see. I am asking the business community to start, instead of giving plastic bags, let's go back to the old days and do the paper bags that are recycled, that safer for the environment. Let's do a program where we ask people to take grocery bags the way we used to do it when we were small, like then small crocus bag or paper bags or cloth bags and reuse them over and over. Let's help our country. MIDH is doing its part, but we need everybody, the Ministry of Environment, we need the Ministry of Tourism, we need everybody here and on the opposing side to convince our Belizean people that we have to take care of what we have, which is a jewel.
And that's the end of the morning news update. We'll take ourselves a small break. When we come back on the other side, we're going to get into the conversation, the main event here on Creme Radio and XTV. We'll be right back.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents.
In the heart of a thriving country, Atlantic Bank stands as more than just a financial institution. We are family and your steadfast partner in success throughout every step of your journey. Our unwavering focus remains on continually enhancing your experience through innovation. From the traditional banking services to cutting-edge online and mobile banking services, we make your life easy, convenient, and secure. We deeply value the relationships and trust placed in us over the years. This trust has enabled us to support and realize the dreams of our personal customers, be the driving force behind the development of micro, small, and medium businesses, and the preferred partner to our corporate clients. We are committed to serving our communities and making a positive impact. By prioritizing financial inclusion, we ensure that everyone has access to the financial tools and resources they need to thrive. We are your partner in progress, serving you with excellence and professionalism and providing real-life solutions. Today and for generations to come, let's continue building the future together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribe areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Imagine getting rewards for your spending. Smart prepaid customers countrywide, it's time to level up with Smart Gains. Smart Gains are exclusive, limited time offers sent straight to your phone. We're talking irresistible rewards you'll actually want: extra credit, bonus data, and exclusive perks, all tailored to you. Because it's smart, we've always got your back. Don't miss out on rewards made just for you. Smart gains, smart savings, smart you. Smart, bringing people together.
All right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Believes Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde here on this Tuesday morning. We welcome you now to join our conversation using our phone line. It's 280-5848. That's the line for you to engage us in conversation. Right here inside the WB Wake Up Believes Morning Vibes here, Creme Radio XTV. You know how it works, and don't feel compelled to speak on things we are speaking on. You're right now, man, proper for talk something completely different. That's the norm. So jump in when you're ready for jump in, but jump in you must. This format exists for your participation. If allowed, the first topic is very difficult, very painful to know, have it confirmed that in Belmopan at the Belmopan Convent School, reported in the news that a girl, a 13-year-old minor, was raped on the school compound by a 14-year-old minor, male. And that is obviously a very, very sad thing, very unfortunate, and just an ugly thing to happen. Essentially, we would be speaking differently if it was an adult had did it to a minor, but it's still a violent crime, but it's been perpetrated by underage student against another underage student, which makes it it's very difficult. And I can only imagine how the family, especially the parents, feel of the little girl that was raped. So, by itself, without anything else with it, it's very unpleasant news. And the authorities, the police have, to this point, been the ones that have said something about it. So we know that it has been confirmed, and we know that, there's been some, obviously it's a minor, so there's not been what you'd say, the child has not been put at jail, but he's been held, he's going to be held accountable for what he has done. And I imagine the parents of that child are definitely, and again, the entire school, I imagine, I would think, are in a bad way. And we share in that is very, very, very difficult to hear. But I think we have to look at this, and because there are other circumstances involved where the situation at the school was that some students, a small handful of students, were left unattended, unsupervised on the compound. And so far, the school in question has not really come out, and they have not said anything. And so we obviously we have a concern about that, because this is a kind of a worst case scenario. I think worse than this is if one of the students was killed, but you know, this is very awful stuff. And I imagine that it's a very difficult thing for the school to deal with, the administration and the management of the school. And I imagine that they must be in contact with the parents. I imagine that they must be engaged with their student body. We have not heard anything from the Ministry of Education. So this has just been reported. The Ministry of Education is mute. The school management is mute. But this very awful thing has happened. And to complicate the matter is that it happened on the day when there was a sick out, which forced the school to have to send home students who were there. But let me take the call. Krem, good morning, WUB.
Good morning, Mose. Good morning, Louise. This is Diana. I just tuned in and I heard a part of what I'm going to share. Just one time, it said that the Ministry of Education have a responsibility to respond, similarly to how they now respond to the ongoing campaign where you Bad Educational Foundation, the lead to make them stop peer discrimination in the country. To me, I became aware of the situation over the weekend. Somebody approached me, tell me what is the situation. The person know the family. There's more than one side to every story. I listened. So the family need one attorney. I assisted in getting the attorney, and then I started to do my own investigation. Now, one of the things I learned is that every high school have a board of directors. And because my concern was if the teachers had any responsibility because they had the 2 days sick out and then the students would have been left unattended. For my minimum research, the teachers had a right for the word endo. At the point where schools became aware, then the board of directors, for example, of high schools had a responsibility to come up with a solution inclusive of contacting the management of the schools and the Ministry of Education and tell them what is the situation and then wait for their guidance. Now, I think that may take one period of time. So what do you do with the students in the meantime? Now, there was a rumor. So some schools, kind of lean and it could happen. So, one example I hear that they had all the students that go on basketball court and then call the parents and then make sure that the students then get handed over to parents. In this situation, my understanding is that the students, they show up on campus, and then after the students were done on campus, then just tell them, well, we not got no school today. My question is, well, most schools have on security. The security, they want sweep of the school. There are lots of unanswered questions, but I know that we as a community cannot make this go on like this. And one of the things that concerned me, that there were other narratives that were being circulated. And I don't know the details of it, but based on the other narratives that were being circulated, I would say the spin was to put the responsibility on the child, because the child is only 13 years old who was raped, and the rapist is only 14 years old. So the spin that I heard, that would put the responsibility on the child. No, I cannot stress enough. Like one of my people tell me, even with Women's Month and the 16 days of activism, culturally, and I not just believe, culturally there's a system of patriarchy and misogyny. As if when a woman gets, and let's be clear, boys and young men get sexually assaulted and violated, so I can't say that enough. I know a lot of the story where we hear or get reported that females, but boys and young men are equally raped, sexually violated, and assaulted. And oftentimes they're not talk about it because of the stigma attached to it when it happens to us. There's stigma for females as well. But there's this culture, as you would know more than beliefs, of if a woman dresses a certain way, a woman could dress any way you want. That's her human right. Any way you want. Nobody not for the police people body, just like how the state not for the police people here. And any male, once a woman or a young person, the age of consent is 16, which again, make no sense when you consider an adult at 18. But when one person said no to sexual engagement, at any point in the sexual engagement, when you said no, the no, you could say yes, you could go through foreplay, and then you decide you change your mind and you said no, it is no. You stop. End the conversation. You have marital rape. Some people think because you're married to a man, you have to have sex with her. If you tell your husband no, then no. But because there's not enough education, sensitization to it, this is the kind of thing will make it difficult for some people to come forward when they're sexually violated, because they get violated again. When people not believe them, when people question them. For the research I do, there's a small percentage of people where say that they're sexually violated and they're not true. I'm not saying it never happened. There's a greater percentage of people when they say they're sexually, as somebody who's been sexually violated, when people tell me that they've been sexually violated, I believe them. I remember I said to a sister once, I said, I know so much sisters I believe I know, who've been sexually violated. So I said to the person, I said, how much sisters do you think out of like 10? So I said, I think maybe 6. This person said, I think more like 8. For your experience as a brother, I mean sexual violation in a different way. Consider how common it is, and this has been happening for generations, and oftentimes by family members and trusted friends. It may not be And rape, to my understanding, rape, only one penis in one vagina. It could be something inserted in you. And from what I'm hearing, it was a violent rape. So I'm pleased to say one black woman, ASP police officer. I know Mose, is she a new person at the first time? Is she a new person? Do you know?
Recent, but it's not her first. Yeah, she's recent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was just reading prepared statements, but I give her credit. These her faces to us, that there was a serious error in the reporting as it comes to the wording, if I remember correctly, as carnal knowledge and like a sexual assault. Like, people have to, especially in such a serious matter for the community and a sensitive matter, they have to triple check what the DPP say and read exactly what the DPP said.
So the aspect of, obviously, you have raised some issues which have been discussed, and nobody can disagree on what you've laid out. So the matter of trying to victim blame, like that is, I've not heard any of that. So that if that has occurred or that is occurring, then I rebuke that, burn that out. That's ugly, outright. There's none of that, and there is no diluting without even knowing any details, the fact that it was a rape. There is no watering down the level of the violence here, even from one child to another child. And so it's just really just the thing you don't want to happen. It could, and it has happened in other contexts, other scenarios, and it would be similarly unpleasant. But the fact that it happened on the school compound, and then it happened on a very difficult day for school administrations across the country, which they should, every school, every public school and government school has to know the time that we have here on our hands. There is a great tension between the employer, the government, and the teachers, their employees, and beyond just school administration, school management, meaning the board system, parents have to also have this consciousness of this. Now, absolutely, the teachers have a right to what they are pursuing, and have a right to the tools that are available to organize labor when it comes to standing up. The sick out, I would advise my sisters and brothers in the BNQ, is a very tricky one for teachers to utilize, because the thing with a sick out is that you have to low-key a sick out. By its nature, you don't announce you're going to have a sick out, because then your people lose the protection of a legitimate explanation as to why they have not shown up. So there is a requirement for a degree of deniability when you're utilizing the sick out. And it's a tricky thing to do because of the partnership that the union has. It's not a written partnership. It's an informal, it's an understood partnership that I feel, we had this conversation some weeks ago, sister, where I said I feel that there is and has been quiet support on the part of parents, and you said, well, that needs to be backed up by an actual, that has to, be fleshed out, which respect. But I think they have to be cognizant that of all the tools in the tools box, the SICOT is particularly challenging, considering all the parts that have to fall into play. But they have a right to their industrial action and to pursue what they're pursuing. My issue right now is that what is unacceptable is that this happened last week. It's reported in the news. I believe before it was put out yesterday, it was already on social media being reported. And so everybody involved had enough time to show obligatory, obligatory meaning they are a duty to come and speak. Yes, they maybe have made contact with parents, maybe they have spoken to their student body. This is a prestigious institution that has tremendous respect in the community. And again, we are not unreasonable. We understand what a difficult thing it is to try to handle all of that. But at some point there had to have been a breakdown. And so it is not to rush to condemnation of the administration of the school, but to say that it is unacceptable that you do not come forward and address the matter to the community. You see how careful I'm being, sister? I'm being very careful with what I feel is the obligation. The obligation is there, not to make yourself available for us to condemn you and crucify you. Is for you to say, listen, this thing happened. This awful thing happened. And to, at least in our report, it seems as though somebody is saying, well, the administration in schools says them bear no responsibility for what happened. Okay, maybe you have examined your all you did, which we don't know, and found that, well, maybe these students as young people might have gone wrong, and there are ways that you could have done your very best. But I don't know that, but even if you did, you're still duty bound. You still have to come and say, this thing has happened. This ugly thing has happened. We have engaged with the parents. We have met the student body. We are getting counselors to come and deal with the students. Could you imagine what the impact this has had on the student body? The immediate class for sure, but the entire student body. You can't just decide, I know one. You don't even have to say available for questions. You put out one statement, make a statement. Now the Ministry of Education. Your obligations are even higher than the immediate management and administration. You have absolutely no excuse not to come forward and indicate that, one, speak emotionally, connect with the family, the student body, the community and the nation, and then to speak on what it is you're going to do. It is unacceptable that that has not happened as yet. And I want to, you mentioned the fact that they have not come forward and responded to the campaign that you've been doing as it relates to the hair discrimination, in particular against black children. They had, this entire nation was left completely traumatized, angry, saddened when we had a little boy from Stella Maris ending up getting off the compound, and he ended up drowning. And we were told there was going to be in that instance, we were told there was going to be an investigation, and out of that investigation, we were going to be given a report. Have you seen a report, sister?
Was if one of the bone was stuck in my throat?
Have you
Well,
heard?
no, I have not. I asked a parent because I said maybe I missed it, so I asked a parent at the school.
There's been
Has
no-
anything changed? The parent said the only thing what changed is they get one new principal, and they have one tighter policy as far as drop off and pick up. But I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything, Mose. No.
So I don't know. I haven't heard. I haven't seen a report. I'm not saying there's not one, but for me, this and to all of us, we have, as this is right up Sister Yaya's alley here, we have a responsibility to make that demand, to say, no, you can't. As uncomfortable, as unpleasant as it is to have to come to talk about something like this, man, you can't avoid it. You have to speak on it. Like, if I had a parent of that child, you can't take away the anger and the pain where I feel right now. And I might know, I can't clap for you, I can't congratulate you for doing what you're supposed to do. But if you not come forward, you would add deep insult to our injury. So I appeal to the management of the school, and I appeal to the Ministry of Education. No, you can't sit this one out. This happened on the school compound. And again, I am not rushing to judgment to say, well, this is the product of negligence of administrators or management, because sometimes your best effort, ultimately, a child, but the male child did a horrible thing. So I'm not trying to put his action on anybody else. So that is the let us understand that. All I'm saying to you is that because of the magnitude of what happened and where it happened and when it happened, you have to come and address it. You can't just, only person we are here on the record is the police spokeswoman. No, man. No, I that cannot be. That cannot be.
I'm not on social media, Mose, so I didn't know it was on social media. I gone up to Agri this weekend and I saw it find out. And then I was told that Love FM had reported it on Friday. Now the way I understand it, that like nobody now wants to say nothing until there's an official police report, because other than that, everything else I hear is so I don't know whether true from whether not true. The location was one of the things that was being talked about, and so I really feel, and I support your call, that this is a community concern. This can happen to any one of we children, that any school in this country. So everybody needs to come out. I'm sure they must have, I can't say I'm sure. I would hope that they have an alumni association at that school. They have one parent-teachers association. They have your board of directors, management of schools, Ministry of Education, and yes, I would say even BNTU, because the research I did said that they had the right to do it. And I hear what you said, and I trust you, regardless of you did actively form part of your life as a union leader. But my concern is, who will look after the children when we call a sick out? Because if we don't call a sick out, we don't know the children, they want to live unattended. So, is there any care for that? I mean, I hear that we have priority, and this I want to sign a contract with the state to be there for children. But so I would have really want BNC to come out and say something. Whatever it is that they say. And for really, I can't stress enough, this is not a quarrel thing, this is not a blaming thing. We need to be able to have, this is something new at the land mode, non-violent communication. And just listen to each other and really understand each other's position, to come up with solutions that this never happen again. Those two children's lives are forever changed in a negative way. Forever changed.
Forever changed.
And there's no way I could uphold anybody harming anybody, especially sexually. But as somebody who has been incarcerated, even when people do wrong things, terrible things, just some things they might think unforgivable, they're not still human beings. And even at this young age of 14, I have hope for the child, depending on the intervention that's available. And that really matters. Like, that really matters to me, for both families. So if you know the people, besides, you know how we go more. The shushmil, the go.
Yeah, I understand. But again, like I said, I don't know, and for me, what the child has done is a horrible thing, and obviously the child will have to be held accountable. But the fact that he is 14, the requirements, the responsibilities here, what needs to be done goes beyond just punishment. No, it goes beyond punishment, because I am sure this something has gone wrong. Something is wrong. There is something wrong going on in that child's life, and so it is not only a matter of accountability and punishment, but there's also, as how you describe it, the need for the appropriate intervention. All schools, I am sure, had a very challenging time to deal, and always do, and parents have a challenging time. There's a lot when it is we have the breakdown in the relationship when we're dealing with this very important workforce, no? And so I am sure that I don't know. I don't know this for a fact, but I would want to believe that there were discrete things done which maybe the union wouldn't want to say on the record they did. So that's a tricky part, right? Because then you can't really say, well, we did a sick out, because then if you say that on the record, then it means you're essentially saying that everybody there bank can work, right? And so that's what makes the sickle a kind of a tricky thing as compared to now, well, we are not going to show up, we are striking. When you're striking, that is within the laws of Belize to strike, right? And so you can announce that, well, we have voted and we are going to strike, and that strike we can speak to that, right? Specifically, it's a little, you can't really, you have to dance with sickle, right? But I am sure that there are things that are done, that they will on the down low communicate to their administration that, hey, this is what we're going to do. I'm sure is what is done. So I'm not here. That for me, that's not the thing here. For me, the thing here is that this thing happened, and we have not heard from school management, or we've not heard from the Ministry of Education, and I believe that to be unacceptable, absolutely unacceptable.
Respect. By the way, I consider Tuesday morning, and I usually call in for a most Tuesday morning. Today is day 273 since United Black Association for Development Educational Foundation started our Belize Natural Hair Law advocacy and campaign. I never walked from Ladyville to Belize City last month, so I have double up this month. On June 10th, which is next Tuesday, I will walk. The following Tuesday, the 17th, I will do the monthly protest in front of the headquarters of the Ministry of Education, Panacon Street. And then June 24th, I will walk again from Ladyville to Belize City. So, when you keep me in a high vibration, because at 2 times this month, I'm walking at this heat, I want to make sure I have my head.
Yeah, when I keep you in a high vibration, also to get far more healthier and more in a shape than all the way. So.
Give thanks for the community support we do get, and we really, what happened with LD Youth, the fact that the state not come out and send us in, and I feel bad that I don't remember the LD Youth name who had from Stella Morris who had drowned. The fact that the state, like, yes, Mose, we have to get held accountable in a more. That we allow that thing to keep happening, like over and over again. This administration in particular. Dishonor we as citizens and just do what they want, like going to get a book and then we just go along. Like we don't really have.
Yeah, I think we should be. I think again, I don't know. Again, I have to be very careful because it's not every time a journalist asks for information that they're going to mention it in a newscast and say, well, we asked for this, and so it's very likely that the report has been asked for, an update has been asked for, but I think we should make a bigger noise about not getting one.
Right, I agree. I can't afford to start another campaign. I got so much thing right now, my hand are over, but I agree. All we have the responsibility as Belizeans to demand that report as it relates to that child's death. As always, give thanks that we have one space that we can have their reasoning for and things that matter to the community, especially everyday working people, families, and children. Only the people and save the people.
Give thanks. It's 7:29 inside the WUB Belize Morning Vibes. At this point in time, we're going to break for 2 cents calm, sponsored by 4 Point Security. After that, we take our first commercial break. When we come back, the conversation continues on Creme Radio and on XTV.
You're watching WB and this is XTV. And ever since I was a kid, my mother always took me to Rolling Creek to go to higher land when the hurricane season come in. We're in the month of June and hurricane season is here. When I asked the people in Rolling Creek, then 2 cents, how they prepare for the hurricane. 2 cents question a day. How do Rolling Creek people prepare for hurricane?
We prepare like all of the rest of the country. We get Got to stock up on our provisions. We got to get our canned goods, our foods, our candles, and what's not. And then we got to make sure the most I see people do, because these houses built strong.
Yeah.
They just board up the windows. That's it.
That's your 2 cents.
Yeah.
How Rolling Quick people prepare for a hurricane?
Well, we have to get, we go straight in together, we water, we can, we flashlight and ready for the storm to reach. Easy as that.
How people are Rolling Quick prepare for hurricane that Rolling Quick?
Well, yes, Rolling Quick, we just have to strap up.
Yeah.
We have to like nail up a wind now, we do that thing. You got a thing we call it after the storm. That one really damage we, because we could handle breeze and thing, you know.
All right.
When the water raise up.
All right.
And then you only affect we that Rolling Quick when the water high.
Okay.
That is our international highway.
Okay.
So the moment the bridge cut off, the world will say cut off on this side to the side.
Okay.
And when I notice that then Balikwane put a new bridge at Rolling Quick.
Okay.
But they never get the correct people involved. Right? When I say that, then sure I check with people around here. We know where they go on when the flood come.
Yeah.
You are bringing engineer where live that different place. Okay. I don't know where they go on at Rolling Quick. Okay. So they heist the bridge, but they don't heist the road.
Okay.
So the bridge is out of water, but you can't reach it unless you go for a helicopter.
All right. That's your 2 cents.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
How Rolling Quick people get ready for hurricane? How they prepare?
Well, I will listen to the radio, TV, and so on, then prepare for them things safely in one place that if we come, then they perfect in there. Because if they not do that, something is wrong.
All right. Morning, Papa. All right, so 2 cents question they want to ask you, like how you deal with your house.
Yeah.
When hurricane they come, how you prepare for hurricane, like how you got your house there?
Just be secure, you know, like ready for the weather and thing, you know.
Yeah.
Check all the weather and see if everything's secure, all the window and thing, where it could broke and thing, just nail up and secure good, you know.
All right, that's your 2 cents.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we have to man up, man. We have to, like, you know, we have to take care of we have to take care of the village, whatever. That's right.
That's your 2 cents?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
How do you want to quick people prepare for hurricane?
How they prepare? I'm not sure if I've been here that long for even, like, no, I only been here like a year, I really from the city, you know.
All right.
I don't know what I'm doing in that situation yet, because the situation I meet with since I get there, but we don't do the high grounds. People don't look after one another. So one thing I know, they now left one another, you know what I mean, left somebody out. They want to stick together, and that's one of the main part. Yeah.
All right.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. Planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
Babe, I'm going out to pay the water bill.
You don't need to go out. You could pay it from your phone. Look.
Babe, the credit card bill. I'll go pay it.
You can also pay it with your phone.
Babe,
Yes, love?
I need to go deposit the babysitter's pay.
You really want to go out, don't you? It's okay. I will make the transfer and you go play ball.
With Atlantic Bank Mobile, your personal banking experience is easier and more convenient. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Imagine getting rewards for your spending. Smart prepaid customers countrywide, it's time to level up with Smart Gains. Smart Gains are exclusive, limited time offers sent straight to your phone. We're talking irresistible rewards. You'll actually want extra credit, bonus data, and exclusive perks, all tailored to you. Because it's Smart, we've always got your back. Don't miss out on rewards made just for you. Smart Gains, Smart Savings, Smart You. Smart, bringing people together.
Tired of appliances that just don't last? Appliances that just can't keep up? It's time for a change. GE Appliances delivers reliability, innovation, and performance you can trust. The decision is easy. Don't settle for less. Choose quality, choose reliability, choose GE. Paid for by homeowners who demand better appliances.
All right, welcome back to the WUB, Wake Up Believe's Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde here for Tuesday, the 3rd of June, 2025. We're open for the business of conversation. The telephone number 280-5848. That's the live line that you get to participate and tell us what's going on. Yesterday, I addressed this matter that emerged last week in the news, reported on, broken by Channel 7 News, Jules Vasquez, where there is the gazetted tax concessions that have been made to the development on Key Chapel, the iconic Key Chapel. And I passionately express why are we so deeply in love with the concept of giving away all manners of tax concessions so that we can get, quote unquote, foreign direct investment. In love with it. That's one of the big economic constants, year to year, decade to decade, administration to administration. Some big international company wink their eye at we, and we right away believe that the way how we look sexy that we don't have enough to pay tax. Come, no kind of tax. That's how we get you. That's our number one seduction move. We need you. Come. Don't even pay us taxes. You are part of our economic salvation. Your presence, your investment lifts us. Because we don't have it. You guys got it. So come down. Bring it and don't pay taxes. The rest of you we're there, and they're on here with only small business, and so you don't want to pay the taxes. You don't want to pay all the manners of taxes. Because you not just regular everyday businesses. So we don't have to sweeten you up. We don't have to seduce you. We don't got it like that. But them big mammoths where they out there, we have to give them everything, make the thing look sexy. And I question, and I believe I'm not the first, but I know that the unions in their conversation right now are saying to the government, we need to give away taxes that are how good or good. And president of the Public Service Union, I believe, put it most effectively. Show the maths. Because that's the argument you have to make. You can't just label it that this is intelligent policy if you give it the maths and broke down the maths. The value would get. Because we've been doing this for so long. Just some months ago we were told when you start to break down all the different tax incentives when they give to ASR, BSI, due to exemption, now for pay environmental tax, and even that. We say, this is what works for us. No, I am not telling you that the right project and the right company, we might not have the expertise, whatever, and then they bring on new kind of industry, and we could see where and be we can get so much benefits, and you could do the maths, and the maths could actually make the argument and the policy make sense. And so I spoke about that yesterday, but one of the things I didn't get to mention that I think is also deeply improper about a tax concession policy or law or agreement that, I haven't done the maths myself, but Jules reported on Channel 7 that it represents over a 5-year period a tax concession of about $105 million. And let us say that this makes sense. Let us say the maths really makes sense. I haven't done the math. I just want to dislike for we how much we love this thing and the fact that they don't broke it down for we. But what is even worse is that we knew nothing. We were not told nothing. We were not, that's not proper, right? We were not told anything. That's the proper way to say it. They never tell we anything. They never ask we anything. It was gazetted. That is the extent of the transparency. Gazetted. Whenever I ever try to find one gazette, you ever listen? The Gazette is a very strategic thing. It's a dealing with law that certain things have to be put in the Gazette because this is one of the acts of transparency that is written in law. Gazette it. You know, we're living at 2025. The Gazette should be on TikTok. You try find the Gazette. The Gazette should be online. Try find the Gazette. You're elected. I don't know who all come together to determine when we are given taxes, when we are given tax concessions, when we are given tax breaks. Over 100 million over a 5-year period. And the argument being, then people are coming and put this mega investment. The least we could do, that give them a tax break. But if you put all the different businesses where they operate in the national space, if we put it together and value how much people we employ collectively, and you calculate whether for we investment collectively, one single project here and there no more important than we. But yet we have to pay with taxes. Pay unto Caesar what is due unto Caesar, unless it is foreign investment. But for me, what is also unacceptable is that there was no requirement for this to be presented to say, so and so has asked, listen, if the want need tax concession for bringing on 2 vehicles and bringing some mattress for the hotel and bringing and they said we want to bring in some mattress and we want to bring in some vehicle and we want to bring in some boat and that at the level of the tax concession, we could say, okay, you don't need to report to that, there are a couple $1 million. But if the tax concession did over $100 million, how can we make an argument that something of that magnitude can happen off the radar? And with the only requirement is that when it's already put forward, it won't get gazetted. Make that make sense. Like this could possibly be such a good deal. I don't see how. But under no circumstances, something of this size should be allowed to get decided upon, signed upon, off the record. This is the thing that we rejected and objected to about the accommodation agreement with BTL. Over this commitment that we could do this and we don't need to have to come forward and say, oh, you know what, like, I mean, if you even can't tell me, the system not designed for make we able to could stop you unless we broke up everything. But how can you say we run one experiment here of democracy and transparency if something of that magnitude happen completely off the radar and that after the fact somebody gone and dig up one gazette somewhere, wipe off some dust and find out, hey boy, you know anybody out there? They don't have to pay no type of tax. That offensive, man. And you said to yourself, this is the saying, where you don't know can't hurt you. And people like say that. Where you don't know can't hurt you. I can tell you something. That no apply to this. But we take the call. Krem, good morning, WUB. Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Could you lower the radio or TV or the computer or whatever it is you're listening to the show on?
Yes. Hi, Mose. Good morning.
Good morning.
Is it better?
Yes.
Okay. Most our belief is in crisis. This is Nicole McDonald calling. When I was a school warden, I never left a child unattended. When we were a school warden, I remember my good friend Miss Lerner that passed away. We never ever left a child unattended, even if the teachers them are on strike. We always there to secure these children. So I'm questioning, where is the security for the school? Where is all the training that the Ministry of Education put in? A child should never be left unattended. Being on a compound is the state responsibility to take care of a child. It's in the law. We as the Belizean community have failed. Yes, the teachers them are on strike, but where is the school warden? Where is the administration? Where is the people them that should be securing these children? Most of these schools have security. Most of them. More than saying, as somebody that was raped myself multiple times, I feel for that child. I feel for that child because it even happened on a school compound where she should have been in a safe environment, a safe zone, a child-friendly spaces. Our system has failed. And next concern, Mose.
I just want to just respond to you, Nicole, just to say, we don't know how it failed. What we need to demand is to hear, because there is the required investigation that deals with the act itself.
Yeah.
But there needs to be a parallel investigation as to find out what didn't work that created the opportunity for something of this nature to happen on a school compound. So there are. So that's.
I'm not going to credit this morning. So
go ahead, sister. Go ahead, sister.
I met with the DPP earlier this year.
Yes.
Because of my mother got raped last year.
Yeah.
And I bring down drastic measures as the acting chief of security for Belize. This is when my mother got raped this year. This is not her first rape. This is not her second rape. This is not her third rape. But because of me getting the training from both PUP and UDP administration, I am in a better position to help out my country. I am saying, I got dismissed today make 2 months. Yesterday I did a protest in front of the Department of Youth Service. I protest because I am a single mother with 5 kids. 2 of my baby father died. If I don't provide for these children, who will? I am saying graduation is coming up. I need my money. When they call me back in Friday again, Mose, to do the same evaluation over. And when I look at the evaluation, they changed my grade. When I just got called in, remember when I called the talk show a couple weeks ago, I just got called in front of the deputy director, Walton Garbutt. No, the clerk called me in on Friday to have me sign over the same paper, but my grade changed. So who is playing Malpago? Our system has failed. I'm saying, as a former matron for the government of Belize, they said that my post is no longer available. I'm saying, who will take care of these children the proper way? I don't play when it comes to my job. I don't play when it comes to my bread and butter. Female in my department belittle me. They took bread out of my mouth. The director told me 1 year ago, Miss Indira Loda thought she will dismiss me because that I went to the Governor General. When a child tells you he's hungry, it's a state responsibility to feed a child once the children is in the state custody. Come on. I'm saying, Mr. Rodwell Ferguson, when I went to Dangriga to do the youth award, the matron I took out of my own pocket to take my 4 children down to Dangriga. As a matron, I should be equipped with everything that I needed to help my community, help my beliefs. But only certain people get special treatment in Department of Youth Service. I found out that years ago, more since I'm here since I was at the Department of Youth Service, that the director brother raped my mother before I born.
You can't make such a Nicole.
Yes.
You can make a point without opening up that kind of accusation that I can't back up. I don't know the details. You can't expose me like that to that.
But it is true.
Yes, but sister, I am not able to
understand more.
Yeah.
Understand.
Yeah.
I'm saying we must do everything in our power to protect these youths, to protect these children.
Absolutely.
I am saying I was trained as the acting chief of security for Belize under Nemo, CIMO, and UNICEF. When I speak not just because I speak because of just knowing. I speak because I got educated under these departments. I went back to school 3 times, yet they told me I'm not qualified. When the department that youth service, that the one would send me back to school under Kevin.
Can we? Okay, good. It's 7:56 inside the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde in the studios of XTV. Our telephone number 280-5848, and we really always respect participation. We ask for it, we promote it, we love it. We just ask of you that, while we understand there is a need for you to speak your truth, you have to work with it, right? So just work with it upon that. We know get into a lot of name calling allegations because we don't got them money there to deal with the consequences of that, right? So we just have to do what we do. We speak to it, but there are always going to be limits to that, right? We can't get loose with allegations. Krem, good morning, WB.
Yeah, morning, very much.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I just want to call upon the authorities, from the Belize City Council, the mayor himself, now to please look after Western Avenue, man. Quite some time now, they just come and dash white marl on the road, and man, it's unbearable now. No? I know they wouldn't take a white marl and put it on Kings Park area and fill hole with those.
All right, my brother. That's Western Avenue, you said? It's Western Avenue, you said?
Western Avenue, it's unbearable now, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Telephone number 280-5848. That is the live line for you to participate in the conversation. And one of the questions I was going to ask Nicole, but then it appears she might have run out of credits, was to what is the how, as a school warden, did she used to handle when you would have a situation like industrial action? How she would have handled, but she ran out of credit, so we'll get that response there. We're going to do that, just take a quick break. It's 8:59. We'll take a break. We'll come back. This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, Tuesday morning.
Earn B-Bucks and get a chance to win a $10,000 homecation with Benny's. Quality and savings.
Hey, Belizean students! Ready to unlock your future? The Social Security Board is now accepting applications for its 2025 scholarship program. Whether you're aiming for vocational technical, high school, or an associate degree, this is your chance. To qualify, you must be a born Belizean accepted to a school in Belize. Entering high school, trade school, or college for the first time. Demonstrate financial need and academic potential. Don't wait! Learn more and apply online today at socialsecurity.org.bz. Deadline is Friday, June 27, 2025. Remember, only online applications are accepted. Unlock new opportunities for success with a scholarship from Social Security.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde in the house hosting on this Tuesday morning, the 3rd of June 2025. And of course, always phone line open 280-5848. You want to jump in, you want to participate, want to give your thoughts on what we're talking about or on something completely different. You do that. We don't want to preach and we don't want to talk to ourselves, so make sure you use your phone before 9 o'clock come. This is Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. This morning we spoke on the matter of a child being raped by another child. A little girl, 13 years, being raped by a 14-year-old boy on the school compound in Bumbapan. And we spoke on that issue as uncomfortable, an issue to talk about, as uncomfortable and just horrible incident to have to talk about. But we have a call. Krem, good morning, WB.
Yes, good morning, Mose. Blessed.
Yes, brother.
I heard you talking about Four Seasons Hotel yesterday. I'm a member of Four Seasons. Did they start building that place over there? Because I got a memo on my email about, like you said, Four Seasons being in one of those keys. Is it established or is it built yet?
No, it's not built yet.
Oh, okay.
They're in. There's work. There've been works being done, and it's going on. I'm not. I respect to you. I don't want you to think that I hate Four Seasons.
No. I ain't got no. I just use it because of my company.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
benefit. That's part of my benefit.
I don't have any feelings about Four Seasons at all, or any of the big chains in the
Oh,
world.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. I like my company. I just use them for my traveling and everything.
I just have great regard and value for what we have and for our brand, and I find it disgusting that we continue to believe and be so in love with the red carpet treatment for foreign investors. After all these years, that remains our go-to move, and I really don't know that they can make the argument using maths as to how that has really and truly helped us and helped the people and helped the country. It has helped. Yeah. It has helped some people, and it helps the investor, which you don't have to pay tax. Great. It's good for your stock, for your shareholders, and for your stock value. Great. But I'm not there with it.
Yeah. And sometimes, normally, those companies like Four Seasons, they bring in their own contracting company to come do their job. They normally don't use outsiders, or you got to bid for the job and everything. Dealing with Four Seasons and everything. It's a good idea, but investors, you know what I'm saying? Like Belize, the average person can invest in Belize because it seems like 50% of everything that's invested or being created tourism-wise is done by outside investors. Even on the Hummingbird Highway from Salada to Belmont, there's a lot of different, what you call that stuff, the water that comes down, Pine Ridge or whatever, the waterfalls. We as an average person, we can't build or we can't invest in that type of stuff. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's what's all you see on the Hummingbird Highways is investors from outside, because we, the average person, Belize, can't afford to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent of. So have you heard of the leader of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré? You've heard?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's become very popular in what they call the Global South. Very popular leader for people who are of African descent. And one of the things they're very they respect him for is that he stands up and he's not a pushover and he's not into modern day colonization. And one of the things that he's known for doing is to tell, I believe it was the French mining companies who were mining the gold. So one of the things that Burkina Faso has is gold. They have a lot of gold. and they were getting out of the arrangement with these companies, they were getting $1 billion a year. And he said, "Now we want to learn how to mine for we own gold, and then you could buy the gold from we. But the arrangement with part, you set up your company here, and we just get something off at the top from it. No, we're not do that anymore." And apparently, according to the report, their annual earnings went from $1 billion to $18 billion for the year. No, we do not have gold in that amount. We might, and we more than likely have gold differently places, but we that gold enough for we think. But one of the things that we done where we got the physical beauty, right? One of the things that we got, Burkina Faso don't have Key Chapel, right?
Right.
So Key Chapel is not being invented or being imported. Nobody is bringing Key Chapel into existence. Then they add physical amenities, AC rooms, and blah 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 blah, and all of that. But we have to know what our worth is. And so fair exchange is no robbery. You want one opportunity for build one hotel, Key Chapel? Oh, well, you have to understand, you are getting quite a privilege here. But we not start the conversation with me being one dependent, me being on knees, saying, please come, you don't have to pay no taxes. This is why Ibrahim Traore is being embraced and being idolized by especially young people around the world, because he's saying, no, that old formula is done. We love and respect ourselves. We can't just give away everything to you. That is not how you work. We want give you all of we raw materials. You want give you a couple cents on the side. You want maybe give we one bunch of low paying employment opportunities, because as you mentioned, they want bring in their heads. They not use we for be their heads or whatever they got there. We are in love with a formula that has been proven to be unworthy of our love. So, and if it is, the formula is so beautiful, then you don't have to do it off of the radar. When somebody come and apply and want one concession where I got the value of almost $100 million, we can't exist in our nation state apart. You don't have to come and tell we that you okay it. We have to find out about it in a song gazette. This is a bull, man. With this for done. This 2025, this for done. We cannot believe in that for we development will be based on how much ass we could kiss for people with the coin. That for done, brother.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Moses.
Yes, sir.
One thing too, right? You know, it's going to be, my family has a resort on the coastal highway, right? We got acres and acres and acres of land over there, farming. We got a resort over there, but that area, coastal area, that's going to be for investors too, because I don't see the average person. You all get concession for that for a resort. You get concession? No, it's just my uncle and my cousin and them. They built this about property. I don't know I don't get involved with that. I didn't enjoy what's going on over there. But when you look back there, that coastal road is going to be for investors and Americans, because the average person is not going to build back there and everything. It takes a lot of money to build back there. You gotta build the land. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars back there. And that place back there on the coastal is going to be for retired people. That's what I see back there when it comes to that coastal road. There's going to be investors back there.
So if somebody, listen, we're not here saying that we can't have strategic partners and strategic investors from outside. We are saying here that the formula, the agreement has to be a fair one. We can't believe that the only strategic partners we could create, the ones that require we to give away everything. It can't be based upon that, man. That can't be for we number one seduction move. we have to have an understanding of our own value. If somebody come and they want to build something, and they secure the property and all, and they do everything legally, and you said to yourself, well, you know, that is great. And the person say, yeah, but for make we build this, we don't want to have to pay no tax for X amount of years. We don't want to have to pay none of that. And I say, okay, hold up. Even the good book say, pay unto Caesar what is due to Caesar, my friend. So come build where they build, come develop where they develop. But not come tell me you don't want to give a share. I got schools for build. We just done here with how we got roads for pave. We can't even pave the roads out of our own money. We have to borrow money from Kuwait to pave the road. We got house for build. We got mouths to feed. We got hospital for build. You can't come here and start out the first 5 years. You don't want to pay nothing, brother.
Yeah, true. Moses, one more thing too, right? Before I get off the air and everything. What's the discussion with the new carnival ship that's supposed to be right beside? We're right beside that lagoon where they want to put that carnival. Are they still planning on doing something there, or is that?
I have no idea what's going on with all of that, brother. That is all. That's the house of chaos.
Yeah, I'm tell you something about that area, Moses, because I'm right beside that area when I go by the resort. If they start digging that place over there, entrenching, we don't know where the manatees is going to live. You know what I'm saying? That's their house. That's their den. It's like the lion's den or the jaguar's den, where the jaguar has a reserve. That's where the manatee reserve is at and everything. And it's like crocodiles. But the places like Manatee and Gills Point, they're going to be infested with a lot of crocodiles when they start trenching in that area. Trust me, there's a lot of crocodiles in that den with Manatee. That's going to be another disruption if they put a carnival thing at that location.
Respect, brother. Give thanks. But I don't want you to get in trouble that 4 seasons. Because you say that then they pay your bill, right?
No. I just use that to fly. That's benefit from my job to go anywhere and get like 50% off for the hotels and everything.
Right.
Yeah, that white man thing. You don't care about that. Hey, Money Mike, bless up. I'm gonna see you pretty soon, Money Mike.
All right, brother. Respect. This is the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes Tuesday morning conversation. We invite you to join in. So we've been talking about those two things. We've been just kind of recap. If you're just joining us this early on, we did have to deal with the very uncomfortable, unpleasant story of a 13-year-old girl being raped by a 14-year-old and students at a school. And we are just saying to, okay, let's take the call. Krem, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Mose.
Good morning.
Yes, Mose. I've been here. Very important conversation that you're saying you're bringing back, because I missed the show yesterday. But boy, this matter of foreign direct investment, our conversation where I honestly believe that we need to have. I've been trying to have this conversation for years upon years from Carla Barnett, was I believe the financial secretary when I joined the service. I went to a session at Biltmore, I remember. I had recently started with the government force. And I said to them, man, let's think about what we're doing. The economic model that is being used in Belize makes absolutely no sense. All that you have, that repatriation of capital gains, no reinvestment for the most part, low-paying jobs. We need to put a mechanism in place which allows the investor to repatriate, but only a certain percentage. So you have to force them to reinvest, because at the end of the day, all that they will leave you with is a depleted environment, a bunch of feces, especially in the tourism sector, for you to live with for the rest of your life, while they pack up and go after them, don't exploit every single inch of natural resources. And I would say this, at the time she said, no, you can't put in, and I'm like, I really don't know what these people are thinking or what exactly they drink when they go to their school of economics. But and that's why I said, I don't know if this whole, if it makes a whole lot of sense sometimes.
You said something.
To invest hundreds of thousands.
You said something in an interview, I believe, that was covered by us. I think maybe we did the interview which I spoke about yesterday, which I think is extremely profound and reasonable. You're saying, give us the maths. Like every time you are calculating and you're contemplating giving up tax concessions to some investor, please do the maths for us. It's possible that the maths handsome, but you have to at least make your case. And I want to know what your thoughts are on how on earth in 2025 a tax concession, even if you believe in foreign direct investment, even if you are a staunch believer in the value of it, can you tell me with a straight face that you accept that something of this magnitude should, in a quote-unquote rule of law, democratic and transparent nation state, happen off the radar and only become known to the public and the taxpayers on whose behalf you have made the tax concessions? They find out because somebody got their hands on the ever elusive Gazette, which you can't find, it's not all access, and then breaks it on the news. Like, how can you make that make sense to me, Dean? How can we exist where a tax concession of this magnitude was not brought to the nation on the radar, presented in the House, and say, this is what we're going to do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the logical answer and the only answer should be, there should be absolutely no concessions being negotiated by cabinet who consider themselves as these little gods without first coming to the Belizean public or at least disclosing. But for me, Mose, you see, we don't learn because at this current moment, we have a lot of investors in this country, and I will call the name as Norwegian. I don't know that 25-year-old concession was ever brought to the Belizean people. I don't know that any one of the concessions given to Michael Ashcroft was ever brought to the Belizean people. You only find out about these things when the Belizean people start seeing the exploitation that is happening, especially where these people are earning significant income, but they're not contributing anything to the tax base. I want to quickly touch on the fact that we have not as a people gotten riled up to say we need to go back to the table and speak with what multinational companies such as ESR. These people are polluting the environment, and these people aren't even paying environmental tax. These people are exploiting the labor in the north. None of the people in the north will turn millionaires, but the shareholders, the investors, are multi-millionaires, and at some point they will continue destroying the environment, and then we will have to live with it, and what will then be their contribution? And so all I'm saying to this administration, as I've been saying for the past decades, the investment has to be performance-based, and it has to allow a fair return on investment. So, my brother, if you invest on 100 million, we don't got no problem with that. We are rolling the red carpet for you. However, you have the right to recover that 100 million and then contribute to this economy. You cannot I can't give you one blanket incentive for 25 years. My brother, anybody will invest, they seek one minimum of 10% return on their investment. So if I give you that and you make 10% per year for 25 years, it makes no economic sense to me and my people. Because like what the brother rightly says, there is limited transfer of expertise whereby the human capital element of this country is really developed.
But Dean, let us consider that then, because this is my concern, right? Let us do as you advocated. Let us do the maths, and let us think about the value of small, medium enterprise. That's the sexy thing when it says SME, right? And we talk about making them a priority. And we think about our value to the economy, the collective number of people that we're employing, the value of what we have invested. And then you think about the track record of access to that kind of concession at this level. You do not get any, you don't get any breaks. So we are the ones who pound for pound are really and truly paying the taxes. We are the ones who are making it possible for when the roads that the tourists will drive on when they go to your hotel, for which you are not paying taxes. It is really and truly disproportionate percentage of the underwriting of that is coming from the small and medium enterprises. So again, give us the maths as to, well, you could make an argument. Say for example, we would get one of those Taiwanese major chip producing companies come and set up in Belize, where we have, they could set that up, figure out how to do that pan land where like any kind of arable, good for plant anything pan. They could set up a factory there. Then they bring technology expertise where we have no knowledge about. Then when they lift we up, you could make an argument that, listen, we hard to get one and company for left Taiwan. This is a technology where Taiwan not share with the world. So Taiwan will help you with all kind of things. Taiwan will help you fix your house or representative billing card, that then they help you with and all. But they're very protective of that technology there, because that is their world leaders in that. And that gives them leverage. But let us say a government, elected officials were to come and say, listen, we have a chance to bring one of those companies if we make a tax concession. The argument can be made. The maths will be sound. And we can definitely look on the fact that we are learned to do something where we don't have no idea about. But nobody can come build Key Chapel's beauty and amazing value. None of the you tell me about the most expensive resorts on the peninsula, and if you take the resorts and put them in the middle of nowhere, nobody going there. The reason why those things have value is because they are built on a piece of the Almighty's creation that is amazing, and none of us built it. We only came here, inherited this responsibility and opportunity, but they are not. None you could name the fanciest hotel. None of them not build Placentia Peninsula. None of them not build Hopkins. None of them not build Key Chapel, not build San Pedro, not build Key Cocker. None of them build Turniff. None of them. These are things that we had. So the mindset that somebody has made the peninsula amazing is hogwash. Yes, a nice, fancy, amenities, rich environment is good. Yes, they are adding value, but the majority value has and was always there. Mm-hmm. You see, like that. This is the problem that I have. It's not that we don't create partnerships, but we have to always make sure that those partnerships are fair. And this old time song, with our once that's something, all you want to do that flash one name and say 4 seasons, and right away, all the way for the pan knee, can they say 4 seasons? No. Four Seasons for me exists in the equation of how much we want get.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, Dean. So I'm glad when I hear, but we have to stop. Right now we become experts in complaining.
Yeah.
And we have to become experts in stopping.
Yeah. I keep saying, I always challenge the financial secretary. Tell me what's the value lost in dollars every time we engage in this type of economic model with these foreigners. And nobody is quantifying what we're giving up. This nonsense is called the race to the bottom because we practice it across the Caribbean. The race to the bottom. Them brother, we call themselves heads of government. Them brother can't even sit on one table and realize why. With the shaft off each other, with the shaft change each other. We cannot continue. They say who could give the most tax breaks to these people who have no love for us, who are exploiting our country. Look at call centers. We there they boast for 15,000 jobs where one man they make between 5 and 10, and in a rare cases $15. We don't even care. We're not even appreciating the fact that this is not a living wage. They are a minimum wage where we want forever keep these people. We actually want to set up these people because now with this really small money, which is not continuous in many cases, depending on how the campaign they go. Because like I said the last time, my sister called me and told me that she go for mandatory leave because the campaign now they do good right now. But this sister would have utilized that little income of $8 or $10, figure set up herself for the bank. Figure either get one vehicle or buy one piece of property or maybe a house and now find yourself in a problem. So these jobs, in my view, yes, leave money they circulate, but that what kind of quality of life they really they provide to people, while the impact on the environment these call centers are also causing, because now you got 15,000 more people demobilized, they utilize transport. But these people have tax exemption. Like, what the heck? These people, they make millions upon millions and not pay no tax because they're registered as designated processing area under the law, the designated processing area, which are EPZs. Come on, brother. They're the kind of love we don't have for phone people. They're the kind of love we don't have for phone people. And I keep saying to people that I don't know what's wrong with free politicians, brother. But them brother, your son of God, no love for us, and then just all for themselves, because they insist of following one model where in no way, shape, or form could ever lift this country out of poverty. And that's why I keep saying that in the next 5 or 10 years, Mose, there will be absolutely no industries here that could really generate the kind of revenues that will be necessitated to repay that blue bond and to repay these additional multinational and bilateral loans. So the cliff, the right over there, look for in the next 7 years, And people now they understand that these bad decisions impact the quality of life. And so you're right. Maybe we have to figure out as grassroots, okay, how do we stop complaining and how do we start stopping these type of approaches? I sometimes just look and I just say, boy, I don't know what that answer. I really don't know what else to do. I try talk in my circle. I try call the airwaves to say, yo, something wrong. This not a work for we. We need to start paying more attention. And the information is right out there. So each and every one of us could do really research and realize that what are the problems where they keep back the Caribbean? What are the problems where they keep back Belize? And they want all fight back to leadership. Yeah, all fight back to the economic model. And I'll close with this, Mose. That matter of the company's registry, which another media house was railing about. Again, we were forewarned that these shell companies is another way to hide beneficial owners who happens to be your politicians and those connected to your politicians. The closing of the company's registry from access by the public, by access from the media to find out. We're supposed to have the right to find out who are the beneficial owners for any business in a Belize where they do, especially businesses or corporations where they do business with the government. And this administration has locked it up. Why? Because that's another way how a shell company could erode the profit base of the parent company. So create one slew of shell companies. Man, this thing big, you know, Mose, and the criminal and the criminality they come out of cabinet.
The track record of shell companies is an experience well learned from the Michael Ashcroft journey. We went down that entire road and we found out all the games that can be played when you could dance the dance. So the adjustment in the law when it relates to the company registry is absolutely regressive, meaning we go back way rather than learning how to be better as a result of the painful experiences we've had. We are now closing down transparency and making it easier for all manners of things to be done. So, but I feel it deeply in light of the negotiations going on. Dean Flowers, President of the Public Service Union, online. Whenever we speak on, and I think it's unfortunate, when the unions are negotiating with the government, we will get that kind of public rattling about all the different things that government does financially, which create the environment that they want to complain about. But I feel that because your financial well-being is so tied into sound fiscal policies, that the union should and need to be far more aggressive and more aggressively involved in fiscal policies as they happen in a real time, and not only in the midst of when there is a back and forth going on. That's what I feel.
Yeah, and I think that's not an outlandish ask. I think that's a fair ask, and that's a civil responsibility, a civic duty that we should have indeed as a union, as a partner in government, as those who execute public policy. So that's our fair ask. And so again, we ourselves have to look at ourselves.
One of the demands that should, it's like I think that is one of the things that was especially powerful about the challenges in 2016 and even the challenges that were made in 2005. But in 2016, the BNTU created a cocktail of demands that expanded on not just their core ask that would benefit them, but also took a bite at the structural issues. And so I feel that more can be done and more should be done with what's going on now. I respect, and you all have every right to be dealing with your immediate benefits. That is fundamental 101 of unionism. But especially public workers, their well-being is deeply interconnected with how public finances are being managed and what the fiscal policies are and what the norms are. Again, in 2005, whether we like it or some people forget about 2005, but coming out of 2005, sure, people remember the things, the burn and riots and all of that. But every day when I think of 2005, I think of the fact that we have people now on the Social Security Board and the various boards who were not there in 2005, that the involvement of labor at strategic points are long-lasting benefits of what took place coming out of 2005, because now no longer you have you're blind to these things, and that's I consider that to be the people saving the people, using that mantra that was kind of the rallying cry some years ago, and then Sister Yaya has really picked up on it and defended it. But I feel that this is what we need, that we understand that our well-being, and speaking now about what's going on with the joint, that the well-being is not just securing the immediate improvement in the dollars and cents, but also securing the safeguards to make sure that future improvement in your dollar and cents could happen in a more stable environment. So make sure that, if we have to demand, if tax concessions are going to be made to anybody over whatever amount of money, that that has to go to the House. There are things which have happened. The Finance and Audit Act. Again, these are all things that have been secured, and they might not have immediately gone into your wallet or your bank account, but which have helped to at least provide some stabilization, that everything not just become a runaway chaos.
And Mr. I could quickly interject. One of the things that we will have to do, and I say we will have to do as a Congress representing Labour, is to revisit these pieces of legislation. As you bring up the FARA there, the problem with the FARA is that there is no penalties built into it. So there is no, so even though it has rules, there is no real penalties for the violators of those rules, right? And so we need to do that. We also need to revisit how we will hold persons appointed to the Integrity Commission accountable. How we could jail them when they're not doing their work. How we could jail the financial secretary when he doesn't do his work.
I don't know about, I feel that more important when it comes to the Integrity Commission is to get rid of the formula that has the elected administration deciding who will have the majority control of that commission. That is absurd. It is an absolute absurdity. And also to ensure that the required financial resources are put in place, that the Integrity Commission can be staffed properly, and that it has the requirements according to the law. So we have the law that says it requires certain people to be there with certain skill set, but the monies to make sure that that is done is never put forward. So there is so I'm saying when we fight have to be both nearsighted and farsighted.
Yes. It's the structure, the governance structures that really need fixing, and I fully endorse and support that, and that's why I said that we will have to really revisit these pieces of legislation to see how we could fix it, because and I know we're going on, but I have to say this as well, Mose.
Yeah, after this I got to break though, because I don't get it high already that I have to break.
So quickly, this matter with Belizean Beach again, with the good brother out there, I am saying, look, this is another reason why our the government needs to do that, go in at the house one day and pass one capital gains tax on everything with a real estate especially. So while they themselves have been getting these prime piece of real estate for nothing and selling them off for millions and if not billions, we could get back. Just introduce one capital gain tax of 80%. And it means then that they have to declare the sales price, and the state, who is the true owner of those resources, get it back. But will this administration do it? We have to do it, brother. The people will get exploited. But again, if they do it, that they are affected because that they have all the land. Right? So that's another area that I think that the Belizean people are losing millions and millions of dollars through the non-introduction of a capital gain tax in the area of real estate, which continues to be an unregulated market.
All right, Dean, I gotta go. Thanks for the call. Dean Flowers, President of Public Service Union. We take a break. We'll be back.
The risk of violence, the fear of violence, the reality of violence towards LGBT persons in Kenya is across the board, across the entire country.
We've had members who had been victims of hate crimes. Well, we would term it as hate crimes because they were attacked because of their gender identity.
There was violence happening to me, pulling my hair down on the floor. And started to beat me. It's okay for them to hurt me or beat me up because the way I am. I didn't report anything to police, but I keep it inside.
I never told my family about the levels of violence that I experienced. Years and years, I was being mocked, insulted, threatened with harm for being myself.
Welcome to Atlantic Online. In this step-by-step video, we will show you how to unlock your user. Click Unlock User on the personal login page. Enter your username, then click Send OTP. You will receive a 6-digit one-time password OTP via email and SMS. The OTP is valid for 5 minutes. Do not share this OTP with anyone. Enter the OTP, then click Unlock. If you did not receive the OTP, click Resend OTP. And if you still do not receive the OTP, please visit your nearest branch. Your account has now been unlocked successfully, and you can now log in. For more step-by-step videos, view our Atlantic Online playlist on YouTube to learn how to perform your banking transactions. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Welcome back. This is WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, Tuesday morning, bringing you Belize's premier conversation. We're obviously low on time. Got one more break to go, so we're going to go to a break shortly to get you ready before we have to leave inside Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. But still got tomorrow always, right? Once we got health, we got strength with us, do it all over again. It's been, let me just take this call. WUB, good morning.
Yeah, 45 seconds, Mose.
That's all you get. That's all you get.
Listen to the show as far as like the UDP, the PUP in Belize and everything. You guys don't have like a CPA, like a chief pay accountant that checks the budget and the balance when they spend money. Because when they make roads and they say, I need $5 million for a road, that road don't cost $5 million, it may cost like $3,988,000. So where's the balance of the money? There's no type of balance or control in checking the money. You know, when you build a road and everything, like a construction, it could be square feet. If it's 3 by 9 by 1,000 feet, you know what I'm saying? They might only put a little bit lower, but I'm saying you guys need some type of CPA that checks the balance and the budgets when they spend money, because everything is just an even account when they ask for money, but you never know the real spender on the job. I mean, it's ridiculous. $5 million, like I said, there's balances left over when they spend money, and where does the money go after they spend the money for their projects and everything? Something's left over. Anyway, I got to go.
All right, but I got to take a break. We'll be back to wrap up in a short while.
Take a deep breath. You feel that energy coursing through your body? That's because of me. I am the rainforest. I produce the air you breathe. I make it rain. I'm also your pharmacy. I'm home to more plants and wildlife than you're ever going to see in your lifetime. I work hard day and night, taking in all the carbon dioxide you produce and turning it into life-giving oxygen. My personality is singular. My biodiversity is mind-blowing. My generosity knows no bounds. But then, so does your greed. I give you everything I have for free. I don't want thanks. I just want respect. I want you to stop acting like I'm just bush. I want you to stop treating me like dirt. I want you to see life, not lumber. I want you to always be able to come to me and find your roots, to unwind, and yes, to always be able to breathe deep. That's a privilege many will pay for, but it's not about money. It's about having a future.
At Atlantic Bank, we stand as more than just a financial institution. We are your partners in progress, dedicated to fostering your success by providing tailored solutions to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Your successes are our triumphs, and every success story deserves to be celebrated. We pledge to stand by you every step of the way. Today, we celebrate the values that define you with your unwavering dedication, steadfast commitment, boundless innovation, resolute work ethic, and unyielding ambition. We will navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and continue building the future together.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
Alright, we've got to leave for today at least, but tomorrow we hope to be back once we have health and strength. Always we acknowledge the team at Creme Radio, second floor studio. Larry G is our technician. At XTV WUB Mr. Cliff Lewis. Our director this morning, Mr. Alexi Belay. Have yourselves a great Tuesday, as always. Stand strong, stand firm. For now, we're gone!
Wake up, believe. Wake up, believe. Wake up, believe. Wake up, believe. Another day is here. Wake up, believe. Wake up, believe. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, believe. Wake up, believe. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, believe. Wake up, believe. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is a show my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to WB. And all the things that we feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better.